that's it. Their backs to the wall, and you either come out fighting or you go down.
You've spoken this week about being happy with the level of performance but not the consistency. How do you go about addressing that?
Well, watch again, watch another game, and work on the things that happened last week in Galway, work on the things that happened in each of our rounds to date. We try to look at that on the video, we try to make corrective action where necessary, and hopefully the players then will learn from each game and add that bit of consistency to their game, because when they play well, they play very well, but unfortunately it doesn't happen for long enough periods.
Jack, two strongest sides of the country over the last 7 years or so meeting tonight. Is coming to play your football in Omagh a challenge your players really relish?
Yes, it's going to be a tough game tonight, no question about that, because both sides need the points. No one wants to be going down to the last game, trying to stave off relegation, so it's going to be an interesting game. We're just looking for a reaction to last week. We were very poor last week now, and more than anything else, doesn't matter who we're playing, we're looking for a reaction out of our players tonight.
What have you been looking to address this week? I know you were very disappointed with the second half performance against Mayo.
Yeah, we were very disjointed and lethargic, and we think there's a better shape to our team this week. We're still down a couple of players, but we have most of what we'll have now for the year, and our team was a bit trinacada, as they say in Irish. Last week we lost Donaghy before the throw-in, and there was just no direction up front, so I think we're a bit better.
Scanlon dictating affairs in midfield, the long ball in towards Donaghy, diagonal ball just the way he likes it. He gets turned back to Donncha Walsh, through on goal, and Donncha Walsh opts to put the ball over the bar.
That was a great little score there by Donncha Walsh, and as I said to you earlier, I think that the full back line is going to be a vulnerable area here today. You saw Donaghy, he's always going to create some difficulties, and as long as there's people feeding off him, he's got the basketball hands to pass it into the right areas, hand in the defender, and they're going to be looking out for that in matches to come.
Well, Brendan Keeley put his defenders under real pressure there with that kick out, ill-advised. Here comes Sean Kavanagh for Tyrone. And that's the first score of the evening for the Red Hand County, and it's that man making his first start of the year, Sean Kavanagh.
Yeah, Sean Kavanagh there getting a nice start. I think Seamus Scanlon just lost his footing at the last minute, and as you can see now, Sean Kavanagh has taken a pivotal role at midfield. So it's him up against the all-star Seamus Scanlon from...
Of course, he was the man that got that all-important goal in the 2008 All-Ireland final against the Kerry men. Incidentally, in the 3 times the Kerry have met Tyrone, their last 3 championship meetings all went the way of Tyrone, but since then Kerry have gone on to win the All-Ireland. Each time they've played the last 3 league fixtures against the Tyrone men. Will 2010 follow a similar pattern? Looking for the 2 in a row, the Kingdom and Tyrone take the lead for the first time this evening. A challenger, Mike Mahan, so Davy Hart is a free from that advanced position, and it's well broken down to Tommy McGuigan, and the Ardbow man gets his second of the evening. Tommy McGuigan making a very good start. Really, defence is on top so far, Killian, and the referee seems to be erring on the side of the defender so far.
Again, I think it's a directive coming down from the referees committee earlier this week. He announced in public, Mick Curley, about this, and they're not really going to take this forward like that. Yeah, he was dragging him down a bit there, so I think going to watch out for that in this game.
It's Peter Hart again, infield to Ricey McMenamin, and now comes Sean Kavanagh. Kavanagh just about to get turned before the challenge comes in from Aidan O'Mahony. Sean Kavanagh for Tyrone, and that's another marvellous score there from Sean Kavanagh.
Yeah, Sean Kavanagh, he's really looking on form there. He showed his power and winning team for this season. A lot of the new emerging players are going to have to step up to the mark.
There's some major holes in this Kerry team to be filled, given the departure of so many big names in the close season. Here's Declan O'Sullivan for the Kingdom. Huge amount of space there for David Moran, no one marking him, and David Moran takes it, puts it over the bar, and into second of the night for Kerry. Tyrone putting together some lovely passages of play so far. It's Cassidy, Davy Hart again, and now it's Owen Mulligan. Penrose looks for the quick run of Tommy McGuigan, looks to turn onto the left foot and finds Colconey, And that's cleverly done by Coney, just 19 years old. What a prospect.
Yeah, Kyle Coney is the great white hope, I think, for them. You know, he spent very little time over in Australia. I think 6 or 7 weeks he ended up spending over there. So he obviously reversed his decision about his rookie contract, and it's all the better for Tyrone, for the management and supporters, and showed some quick feet there and popped it over the bar. I think left and right he's quite accurate.
It's Seamus Scallon for Kerry. And some real pace been brought into the attack now in the guise of O'Sullivan. David Moran, he's had a good start, and it's the first touch for O'Sullivan now. Will he make a difference early? There's that pace we spoke about, looking to get past Ryan McMenamin. And Darren O'Sullivan announces himself to the field with his first touch.
Yeah, and I'm hugely impressed there. It was a high ball in. David Moran kept his eye on the ball and passed it out to Darren. What a great start for Darren O'Sullivan, because he didn't have a great game really against Mayo last Sunday. He got his opportunity, but that was a great shot. Showed his speed, knew there was no one else in front of him. He knew he just had one man to beat, and I think he's going to give enough of it there to McMenamin this evening.
O'Sullivan has shown glimpses of his form so far this season. He did get 1-1 in the win over Galway, but didn't reach his usual high standards last things at the moment. Martin Penrose likewise linking midfield and the forward line very often this evening into Mulligan. Sells the dummy. The space opens up for Mulligan. And that's another score, his 6th of the league for Owen Mulligan.
Yeah, Owen Mulligan has taken a while to get into this game. Padraig Greedy's been marshing him quite well, but I think it's
O'Sullivan and Cooper linking up. Donncha Walsh back to Anthony Marr. And this time it's Walsh who accepts the responsibility for shooting, and he'll be thankful that he did.
Yeah, that was good play there. I mean, David Moore got it. It was a nice tap over for Donncha, and that'll restore his confidence after missing that easy punt over the bar a little earlier. But David Moore held the ball up there, and it looks like Ryan McMahon is set to maybe re-emerge in the next game.
Yeah, Stephen O'Neill, they hope, will be back for the visit of Dublin to Healy Park in a couple of weeks' time, the final round of the National Football League. And how dearly Tyrone would like to have moved on to 4 points, increasing their chances of survival in the top flight. And a talking to now for Colin McCarron, the Dromore man.
Yeah, Colin McCarron is a good man marker, and he's done very well on Colin Gooch Cooper so far this evening. And I saw him, I was quite impressed with him against Daniel Goulding down against Cork there a couple of weeks back as well. And that was definite push in the back.
Kerry have taken that free quickly in towards Kieran Donaghy, and it's basketball style for Kieran Donaghy. He's well able for it, and the ball just broke off the crossbar. There was Donaghy, no more than 2 yards out. No doubt he was looking to put that beneath the crossbar. Killian, it was a great goal opportunity.
Yeah, he was trying to dunk it down underneath the bar. Unfortunately, he just didn't have enough space between him and the goals, but great little ball in there from David Moore, and he knew exactly what he was doing.
Well, Donaghy's teammates at the Tralee Tigers will have been plenty proud of that passage of play, and Kerry have moved to within a single point of Tyrone, approaching the last few minutes of this opening period. It's the first mark of the day taken by Seamus Scanlon. Looks for Cooper, and Kerry really starting to move the ball now. David Moran running off the shoulder of Darren O'Sullivan. That's a fantastic score from David Moran, his 2nd of the night.
That's a wonderful bit of movement there. If we look back, and it was a great catch by Seamus, and played it into the Gooch, and a lovely little pass away to the left, Darren O'Sullivan, and a great kick with his left leg, David Moran over the bar. He's really hugely impressive here today, and he's been very influential and clicking well with the forward line, which he's yet to really do in this league campaign.
Yeah, that Colin Cooper getting play moving very quickly for that goal opportunity for Kieran Donaghy, and it really caught the Tyrone defenders unaware. Pascal McConnell with the kick out for Tyrone, who really have been on the back foot now for the last 5 or 10 minutes, and Kerry very much back in this first half. Declan O'Sullivan looks long. It's Colin Cooper under the dropping ball, and he opted to leave it cleverly so. Beats Colin McCarron. It's Colin Cooper, difficult angle. Oh, beautiful skill there from the Gooch.
Oh yeah, he's really getting into this game now, and he's giving Colin McCarron enough of it. He's coming to grips with it. He gave him a little, maybe a slight little nudge, and that's it. Let the ball do the work. Got a bit of space, and the difficult thing there was to try for the defender to keep goal side of the Gooch, and the Gooch knew that. He had that half step ahead of him and kept his composure and popped it over with the right. That's a great score under pressure.
And their persistence pays off. It's Peter Hart who turns over possession. David Moran gets the run on Philip Jordan. And a bit of a height differential there. Will Moran look to exploit that over the next 35 minutes or so? Colm Cooper, and a slip from Joe McMahon gives Donaghy some space, and clearly the jersey of Colm Cooper being held there, and an early opportunity for him to double Kerry's advantage.
Yeah, Colm McCarn is going to have to be very careful there. That was a bad pull of the jersey, and yeah, Donaghy lost his man there, lost Joe McMahon, and it was definitely an opportunity, and it's going to be a handy one. Yeah, that's 2 now, and he's off. So this is really going to put the cat among the pigeons. This is not what Tyrone wanted. They wanted to get a big impact on this game. They hadn't been performing the last 10 minutes of the game, and now they're down to 14 men.
Well, we did say earlier in the first half that the amount of yellow cards been racked up on both sides would ultimately lead to somebody finishing the game a man or two down. Well, it's Tyrone who draw first blood on that particular stat. Colm McCarn walks, and probably a very ill-judged challenge there on Colm Cooper, pulling the jersey right in front of the referee. It's a second yellow card for him. It's a second point for Colm Cooper, and Kerry lead by 2.
Yeah, Colm McCarn, he shouldn't be shaking his head.
Two sides that know each other so well. Declan O'Sullivan, he's working so hard in this second half, and he's got away from the challenge. The space opening up for Declan O'Sullivan. Will he opt to go for goal himself? He looks infield towards Colm Cooper. Declan O'Sullivan walks the ball into the back of the net. Harlem Globetrotter stuff from the Kerry men, Killian.
That was fantastic, and look, no more than he deserves. Declan O'Sullivan has been one of the hardest workers here on the pitch tonight, and he dispossessed him, took it upon himself, and there was only goal really on his mind there. I mean, he knew that they had the overlap of players. A nice little pass, kept his composure. Gooch knew what was happening there, and an easy tap in for Declan. Made an early exit after about 20 minutes, but in general he's really gelled well with the forward line, and I definitely think that he's one that could potentially at least make the championship panel this season.
Well, one man certainly looking to make an impact on the championship panel is David Moore, and that's a wonderfully struck free kick from him.
The backs were better off and just holding up, and I think that was a really easy free to give away. There was about 4 of them chasing him. He was paddling solo at that stage, but should be an easy tap over for Tyrone, and you know they're just about keeping in touch.
Was there a huge difference between the shoulder and the bank there from Aidan O'Mahony and the pull on the jersey of Colm Cooper that we saw second yellow for Colm McCarn?
No, I think it's in the book. If you pull the jersey you get a yellow card there. I think there wasn't much to that one.
Martin Penrose converts, the first of the night for him. And with still just 20 minutes left to play tonight, Donaghy among a number of players looking to get to this. He does make it. Back to Darren O'Sullivan. He looks for the right to left kick off his left boot, and that's a wonderful score from Darren O'Sullivan. A second for him, and a real... So Martin Penrose, Tyrone really struggling to eat into this Kerry lead. They haven't got it below 4 since the goal from Declan O'Sullivan. And Martin Penrose brings it back to that gap of 4 points. And just as some of Tyrone's big names look on and off camera, Martin Penrose puts the ball over the bar, his third of the night, closes the gap ever further. And could we have a sting in the tail of this game? It was the goals that Tyrone scored against Cork that won the game for them to pick up their first win of the season. One gets the impression they'll need a green flag to be raised if they're to get themselves back into this game. Plenty of time for them to do it. It's Aidan O'Connell for the first time. Sorry, Killian. A nice contribution to make for your first touch. Just the second mark of the game, and that was a big challenge from Aidan O'Mahony. He's involved again, and really should Aidan start walking towards the touchline before he even sees the second yellow. And was that a straight red, Killian? We'll get that clarified, regardless of whether it was a second yellow or a straight. The odds have been evened up because we're back to 14 men apiece.
Well, now this is what Tyrone just wanted. They've got within shooting distance. There's only one score between them at this point, and now they're evened up, 14 versus 14. We still have plenty time left on the clock. Let's see it here. Oh yeah, that was just ridiculous by Aidan O'Mahony. He knew he was living on the edge as it was. We've yet to see now whether it was a straight red, and this will be a bit worrying. I think it was a straight red.
Kavanagh seems to be back in this game after that blow from Tommy Griffin. It's back to Conor Gormley. A lot of space over on